So a few decades ago, before the invention of Facebook, the internet, personal computers, and even the car seatbelts, there was a man by the name John Piaget. In his study, he observed cognitive development, a field of study in focusing on a child's development. Such developments include information processing, conceptual resources, perceptual skill, language learning, and other aspects of brain development. According to his theory of cognitive development, humans go through specific stages of cognitive development and intellectual progression. In order for us to understand his concept, we must dive into the study itself. In France, he studied children. Only just children. He observed that a child does not know about the conservation of volume. When presented with two different shaped containers, they'll think they hold different volumes, despite the fact that I can persuade you now that these two containers hold the same amount of liquid. This concept baffles children, and when they try to grasp this concept, they are bombarded with tons of questions as to how the conservation of volume works. This is during the pre-operational stage. Children from the age of 2 through 6 or 7 typically are in this stage of cognitive development. One common theme throughout his observation of children during this stage is animism. Children will play pretend and animate objects such as toys to portray a social setting with their imagination. Another common theme is versatility. Although I may show them the process of me moving the letters from the word pre-operational, they'll struggle to place the letters back correctly due to their inability to verse the action. The next stage after pre-operational is concrete operational. In this stage, children will no longer perceive conservation in a confusing way, nor will reversibility be a problem anymore. In fact, they've developed so far down the line, some may start to lose the trait of animism. This stage of development happens from 7 to 12. The final stage of cognitive development, according to Piaget, is formal operational. This happens from the age of 12 all the way through until we die. This is when people begin to develop more abstract thoughts like, what if I poured these two liquids together? Will one cease to exist? What is existence? Why do we exist? And so forth. Listed below are the three main stages of the cognitive development from Piaget, but we are missing one, which is called the sensory motor stage. The sensory motor stage typically takes place between the ages of 0 to 2, so they're basically just infants. If you've seen a child before biting, certain objects such as toys, phones, etc., that's probably during the sensory motor stage. Another aspect of sensory motor stage is when they're confronted with a stranger. This is called stranger anxiety. When a child is confronted with a stranger, they typically don't respond the same way they do with people they're connected to, who may be their parents or foster parents. Stage 1 is the sensory motor stage, where children typically bite items or are just anxious around strangers. Stage 2 is the pre-operational stage. This is where children tend to play pretend by animating inanimate objects using animism. You may go back and listen to that if you have to. In this stage, children also lack the idea of conservation, either in volume, mass, etc., and they also lack the idea of reversibility, which means they can't reverse the action that was just shown to them. Stage 3 will be the concrete operational stage. This is when children have the idea of reversibility and they start to grasp the knowledge of how conservation works. The fourth and final stage is the formal operational stage. This is where people tend to engage in abstract thinking and dive deeper into ideas and develop further on in cognitive development spectrum. That's all there is to this video. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching.